Welcome to the Authority File. I'm Bill Mickey, your host and the editorial director at Choice. For the last few Authority File series, I've been telling you all about our new podcast called Patron Driven. It's coming up later this month, and we're really excited for you to hear it. It's going to be much different than the Authority File. It's a lot like the narrative-style podcasts many of you have probably listened to. It's much more story-driven. Season 1 is a 5-part series that follows 4 librarians through the destruction of the Lone Star College Kingwood Library after Hurricane Harvey, the 2 years it took to rebuild, and the new space, services, and relationships that emerged from it all. It's such a great story. It's got drama, grit, perseverance, and it's a terrific library success story. Patron Driven debuts in late June, wherever you get your podcasts. You can visit our website, choice360.org, to learn more about it. Click on the librarianship drop-down to find the Patron Driven landing page where you can access more info and sign up for email updates. While you're there, you'll find behind-the-scenes bonus content for the new program, and you can check out the new trailer for the upcoming series. Okay, so back to the Authority File. We've got another great set of episodes on deck, and my guest for this 4-episode series is Jill Grunenwald, Marketing and Communications Specialist at OverDrive, the ebook and audiobook platform provider that works with public and academic libraries. In this 3rd episode, brought to you by OverDrive, Jill and I discuss the Libby app, which enables users to access an institution's ebooks and how that access is provided and the insights libraries gain from it. So you just mentioned the Libby app, and just really apropos of nothing. I saw that there was an announcement out of OverDrive not too long ago that the app is available via Sonos, the Bluetooth speaker manufacturer, and I thought that was just an interesting and curious integration, and I'm wondering if you guys are doing anything else like that or exploring other potential partnerships similar to that.
So we are currently, you can get Libby through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So when you're in your car, you can just play Libby through that. If we are exploring any other partnerships, I'm not aware of them. I don't find out about them until we need something written up about them. So,
So yeah, that makes sense. I suppose we should actually take a step back and explain what the Libby app is, and then can maybe talk about that for a little bit.
Sure. Libby is we call it our one-tap reading app. I find a lot more streamlined than the OverDrive app. You are always, one tap away from your bookshelf, from your library, from the book that you're currently reading. I always refer to her as she because that's just easier for me. Sure. So, no, she's very user-friendly, very intuitive. It's easy to find everything that you need. There's no additional logins or downloads. And yeah, we love Libby.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the OverDrive app. So there are 2 apps, and I'm wondering if you could just maybe compare and contrast the 2 and maybe talk a little bit about what the use case scenarios for each of those might be.
Right. So the OverDrive app is still around. It's not going anywhere. We know a lot of people still really like the OverDrive app and aren't ready to jump to Libby, which is totally fine. One thing that OverDrive app does that Libby doesn't is video. So we do offer streaming video in our collection, but as of right now, Libby does not yet play video. So if you want video, you do need the OverDrive app. So it's really, it's a comfort level in a lot of ways in terms of who's using which apps. A lot of people, again, they know the OverDrive app. That's what they're used to reading, and they don't want to make the jump to Libby. We do recommend that if someone is new to the service, that they give Libby a try because she's built for that new user who is not at all familiar with OverDrive and just sort of jumps right in and gets you reading quickly.
When you approach the academic library market, do you lead with the Libby app or the OverDrive app, or do you kind of present them both?
We lead with the Libby app. Our academic team has actually, with our tech our developers has worked really hard to get Libby into the academic sphere. So she is now available in the academic world for our academic libraries. And one of the great things about Libby is that you can have very easily multiple library cards. So if someone, say, has a library card from their public library in their hometown, which might be in a completely different state on the other side of the country, they can have that access to that library alongside their academic library all on one app.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just a really cool thing that I would have loved to have when I was in college.
Exactly. So you mentioned there's no streaming video, and you emphasized the word "yet" on Libby. Is that a feature that the company is working towards?
I believe it is on the roadmap, but I can't say for sure. I know there's a lot of things that are on the Libby roadmap that they're working to get into place.
Okay, excellent. So I'm curious to hear you talk about, Libby seems to be, or it is an end user facing app, and but your customer base seems to be your libraries. So, I mean,
Mhm.
how are you reaching the end user as well? If this even is a priority for you, and or are you kind of leaving that up to the library's own outreach efforts?
It's a little bit of both. We do,
Hmm.
our customer is the libraries, but we're also there helping them reach the end user. So we do offer resources, marketing materials that they can download to get the word out about Libby. But we also have a team that is dedicated to um, communicating directly with end users and readers. They occasionally go to book shows like BookCon um, and LA Festival of Books to talk specifically about Libby with readers. So we do a little bit of both. Um, we work closely with the librarians, to help them integrate Libby into their library usage and build the collections, and then help them promote it if they need to. And a lot of our libraries don't actually need our help. Their outreach efforts are just incredible.
Hmm.
Um, there was a Canadian library who made a commercial that aired in movie theaters before the film would start,
Wow.
about about Libby and the instant digital card specifically. We have had libraries use bus stops and promote and have ads in bus stops, or for commuters or people riding the bus to get um, to download the Libby app while they're out and about. So
Hmm.
they don't all we offer help, but not all of them need it. They're pretty
Need it.
creative on their own.
Yeah, absolutely. So the app interface is customizable, right? I mean, can you like an academic institution customize the interface to sort of match their school colors or that kind of thing? Or am I
Yes.
imagining that?
No, you're
Okay.
not imagining it. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, they can customize it to both the OverDrive site and I believe Libby as well, to have their logo on there and matching colors for whatever their school colors are.
Nice. Okay. So I know, libraries, as I'm sure you know too, are very focused on it and particular about access. And I'm wondering, how the Libby app fits into those concerns that librarians have.
So one of the great things about Libby is that it has a customizable experience for the user, and a lot of the features, which is really wonderful for colleges and universities, is that it supports multiple learning styles. And so audiobooks are great for auditory learners and students with visual impairments, but the reading settings within Libby allow readers to personalize the app. They can customize the text size if they need it larger. They can enable dark mode, which is something I love. I have dark mode on everything. And so we also have font options such as OpenDyslexic. So when it comes to access, there's a safe, secure way. It's easy for people to log in. And then once they're in, they can make whatever changes they need to be able to maximize the app for their own personal needs.
Hmm. And then do you, for the libraries that do take advantage of the Libby app, are you providing any kind of usage data back to them or metrics of any kind?
Yes, on the admin
Mhm.
side of things, they can get
Right.
all sorts of data related to what books are being checked out, what the holds are like, what audience levels are popular, what formats are popular. So they get all sorts of metrics. Yes.
Hmm. And then within that data, are you, sort of sensitive to privacy concerns that librarians have about and that librarians have for their patrons?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Having worked with public libraries for so long, we are well aware of the fact that, there
Hmm.
are concerns about privacy. And yes, we are very sensitive to that. And the system is built to maintain that.
Excellent. You just heard from Jill Grunenwald. Jill is a marketing and communications specialist at OverDrive. Join us next week for our final episode of this series when Jill and I dive into the administration of OverDrive's Libby app and discuss the state of ebook purchasing and lending models.
And then cost per circ also kind of bypasses the holds list in that you only pay when it gets checked out. So a lot of libraries will do the cost per circ in addition to a one copy, one user. If it's a pop book that's really popular and they don't want to buy 50 copies of it, they have a couple one copy, one user, and then they make it available CPC as well if possible.
If you like what you hear, rate us or give us a review on your podcast platform of choice, and if there's a topic you'd like us to cover, drop me a line. I'm at bmickey@ala-choice.org. As always, sponsorship and advertising for the Authority File podcast are handled by Choice's advertising manager, Pam Marino, and all of our episodes are produced by Choice's senior digital media producer, Mark Dirks, and digital media assistant, Sabrina Kofer. That's all for this week. Thanks for joining us.